Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to another episode of Roses, Rings, and Roasts. For this week, as you can tell, it's a little bit of a different setup. Oh my god, the camera is shaking so much. So, as I was saying, I decided to do this video from the comforts of my own bed because it is Fantasy Suite week, which means we gotta have some sleepovers and we're gonna spill some tea. Right here, like we're at a sleepover, obviously. That was gross. Anyway, so we open back up with Peter and Madison getting ready to go talk. This is right after the last ceremony. This is right after the last rose. This is right after the last This is right after the last rose ceremony. And so everyone's thinking Madison is getting ready to tell Peter that she's saving herself for marriage, and that's why she thinks Fantasy Suite week is gonna be like really hard for her. So they go to like sit down and it takes her a moment to start talking, and Peter's like low-key freaking out because he can obviously tell something's going on. She starts off pretty much saying how she would be like upset and ready to walk away if Peter were to be intimate with other girls. So she starts off with that like ultimatum type thing, and Peter's kind of confused and he's like, well, can you explain more? So like if I were to be intimate with other girls, you would just be done with everything. And then Madison kind of like freaks out and like backtracks and is like, no, like I don't know. Maybe, I'm not sure, like, I can't give you an answer. She pretty much says she can't actually say if what she said she really feels or not. And she never mentions the fact that she's saving herself for marriage, which I felt like would have been a good explanation as to why it would bother you if he were intimate with other people, because like you're saving yourself and you don't really want the person who you might get engaged to in like a couple weeks to be like hooking up with other people. But again, this is The Bachelor, it's not normal anyway, So then we jump to the hotel where they're staying, and Madison's the first one to walk in, and then Hannah Ann walks in, and they're like, oh, are you staying here too? Oh my god, I missed you, how's it going? And then Victoria F walks in, and it just gets even more awkward because then they realize they're all staying together like during Fantasy Suite week, which again is not normal, but they're gonna do it anyway, which like, obviously the producers set this up because they're like, if Peter is intimate with the other girls, maybe the other girls will say that to Madison and it'll cause this huge problem, which is really just like not cool. Then the first one to get pulled on the one-on-one is Hannah Ann, and they go jet skiing, which I was a little salty when they left one of the jet skis just in the middle of the ocean. I feel really bad for the worker who had to go get that. And then they went to their dinner and they had a really great day and they talked about how much they loved each other, and then they spent the night together. And we don't know if anything actually happened, but they did show a lot of scenes of them making out. One of them was a really steamy bathroom scene where someone's hand was up against this like kind of opaque door, which I've been like low-key looking forward to because I thought that would have to do with someone else and it'd be like a little bit more saucy, but it was just Fantasy Suite week, so it's like not that big of a deal. Anyway, so then we go to Victoria F's one-on-one, and they go on a helicopter ride and they're having a great day, and they're like, oh my god, we haven't fought yet this whole time, that's so great for us. And I'm like, if that's great for you, then like why her? Like, why her? Because like all y'all do is fight, but you're like, oh my god, we haven't fought yet, yay us. Stupid. Anyway, they end up spending the night together, but then during their dinner they talk more about how they need to be better at communicating with each other. Specifically, Victoria F needs to be better at communication, and they kind of agree about it. No one gets in a fight. Kind of boring. So then we go to Madison's one-on-one date, and they like go in this like really tall skyscraper, and they're like climbing all the way to the top and have to like get hooked into stuff because they're like walking out. I'm just like, I'm not a fan of heights, and it was my stomach was flipping like while watching this. And they have a great time during the day. They don't really talk about what she had said after the last rose ceremony until they get to the dinner portion. So then they're talking about this, and keep in mind, Peter has already had all his other one-on-ones with Hannah Ann and Victoria F. and the chances of him hooking up with one of them during the fantasy suite week is very, very high. So then they go to talk. Once again, she's like, I didn't want to put you in that ultimatum situation, which is why I like felt bad, and like I didn't want you to think that I was giving you like only 2 choices, and if you didn't do that, like it wouldn't work out, which is exactly what she did. And then proceeded to do it again. And then she does finally share that she's saving herself for marriage, and he's like, I totally respect that, and I'm so like happy for you that you have those standards set for yourself. He's like, obviously I'm not the same way, which we've been knew from Hannah's season. Hello, the windmill is the reason Peter's famous. Madison does mention a very good point, which I will agree with. She's like, I don't want the person who's literally about to propose to me in 6 days to be hooking up with other people, which again, like that's very, very understandable. You did sign up for The Bachelor, however, and it's just really inconvenient, I guess, that they put Fantasy Suite Week the week before you're supposed to get engaged. But, like, whatever. I was kind of not feeling Madison at this point. Like, I was really kind of angry with her this episode. I was like, I get it. You have standards, and I respect that. But you shouldn't have come on the show in the first place if that was something that you were, like, not okay with or, like, nervous about. But when he was talking about it, he's like, he said, I don't remember his exact words, but the way he said it was like he had been intimate with someone, but the way he put it made it sound like he was only intimate with one relationship. So I think he only hooked up with one of them. And if I had to guess who it was, I would say Victoria F, because she's low-key crazy, and I think the only reason Peter has kept her around is because he's been very intrigued sexually. And that's just my thought. Anyway, so then it kind of ends with her like stressed and not know what to do after he admits that he has been intimate with someone, and she like doesn't know if she wants to stay or not, and Peter wants her to stay so freaking bad, which then everyone's complaining because they're like, Peter, she literally told you that she would do this if you like hooked up with other people. And I was like, like she kind of did, but then she backtracked and said no. So give and take. I don't really think there is a good way to like put this situation at all. How it ends is that Madison, she goes to get in the car, like they're not spending the night together, but they don't make it clear whether she's like leaving or if she's just going back to the hotel. Because the way like Peter's reaction is, it doesn't seem like she's like leaving. And we see this more in the previews, because in the previews they're at the next rose ceremony and Victoria F and Hannah Ann are there, and Peter's like, where's Madison? Like they're waiting on her and she's like not showing up, because I think she's ready to go home, obviously, because she doesn't want to like compromise her standards. Here's another thing about the compromising her standards. She said that she had already compromised herself so much because getting through the season with him kissing other people was already like kind of a problem for her, but then sex is even a bigger deal. She's like, but I don't want to compromise anymore for who I am. I'm like, you really did sign up for the wrong show. Like, I can't be a fan of Madison in this moment, because I'm like, why'd you sign up for this if you have so many issues with the fact that he's literally dating other people? If that's your issue, then why'd you sign up for The Bachelor, I guess? So the previews are like, is Madison gonna show up? Is she not? And then Hannah Ann looks really upset because Peter's obviously like in love with Madison, like big time. And so I think he like postpones the rose ceremony as like trying to go fight for Madison, and then the other 2 girls get upset, which like I really want to call it right now. I hope Victoria F goes home. But so pretty much all we're gonna see for next episode is him trying to find Madison, trying to figure out how to keep her on the show, and the rose ceremony, and then it's gonna be the women tell all. That was Fantasy Suite Week. That was week 8. It's done. It's over. I think we're gonna get the finale in 2 weeks, and I'm really excited about it. Y'all get ready, because the finale is gonna be here so soon, and I'm so ready, and Peter better still be single, because this season's a mess. And let's bring Hannah B back as the Bachelorette yet again. Maybe she can do better, because I don't want anyone from Peter's season to be the Bachelorette, period. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think's gonna happen, and is Madison gonna leave? But I don't know. Subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon if you want to be notified every time I upload a video, and just stay tuned because this Bachelor recap show is almost over. So I have to come up with more ideas for videos, which might be more stressful. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!